Hello, my. I was playing the drums on my table and my beat was way off. I'm just letting you know right now. If you happen to hear any of that, I apologize. Hey there, my friends. It's Andy coming to you live from Orange County, California. It's 5 p.m. on a Monday, Labor Day. And I just want to come on because I definitely want to talk about some of these great products. Now, I'm going to tell you about the products that I promote. And so this will probably seem like a commercial, and it may be. But in the end, you will still benefit from, I think, my experience with using these products. You can use whatever product you want that helps you get to the same place. If you are looking to lose fat, it's not always weight, right? Because if you go into the gym and lifting weights and that kind of stuff, you will lose fat and then actually gain weight at some point. And so I always hesitate when I say lose weight. Now, maybe you'll lose fat weight, but you'll gain muscle weight if you're also actively lifting weights and doing some other stuff. So, oh man, I didn't turn off. This autofocus just turns on and off by itself. Did you see me autofocus there? Oh, wait, it is off. I don't know why it's autofocusing. I promise you I have it turned off right now. I can see the switch is turned off. Is it my eyes? Is there something wrong with my eyes? Autofocus is now on. Now I have the button on. Hold on, let me put my hand up here. There it goes. Sorry, I got to fix this because it's really bad. Now, those of you listening on the podcast, you cannot see anything that's going on. I'm sure that my audio is not going in and out of focus, but I don't know what's going on. The app that I'm using usually works, but the switch is off. It should not be autofocusing. I don't know what the heck's going on. Hey, Jana. I probably always get it wrong. Some days I say Jana, sometimes I say Jana, but it's Jana, right? So Jana Hill, I'm going to say Jana. Is that correct? And just tell me yes or no. If it's another way, then I'm horrible with names. Amy will tell you. Amy's on a lot of my shows, and she often helps me with names, and she gives me pronunciations and and thank God I have her on because she's the one who tells me if it's correct. Either way, oh, well, see, now you didn't make it. I'm not sure you made it any better for me because now I'm just I'll call you one thing one way and something else another way. All right. So I'm going to talk about this thing named, in regard to energy and intermittent fasting. These two things have proven successful for me. And I've heard other people that have had great success. People like me who you kind of get stuck and you're like, I can't get rid of this fat. It just won't go away. What the heck's going on? And there's something about it. I gotcha. With my last name, I understand what you're saying. Me too. As a cop, I've been called a heck of a lot worse. I'm not sure if you've ever had that experience. But excuse me. But this idea of energy only goes so far if you're bringing it from, who you are, I guess, genetically or naturally. How much energy do you get based on how much sleep you get and that kind of stuff and what kind of food you eat? Sometimes you may need a little help with your energy and have to take something else, but you want to make sure that it's healthy, right? And so I'm going to get into that, and then we're going to talk about intermittent fasting just a little bit. I'm not an expert in intermittent fasting. I can just tell you what I've been doing. I do need to learn a little bit more of the science behind intermittent fasting. I have an idea, but I'm going to learn a little bit more about it. But I'm going to tell you that I've had great results. So first, I want to tell you about the products that are, at the bottom. You can see them. So I'm not going to go through everything, but I'm going to be talking about a little bit of each one of those things just a little bit. And all of these products or all of these websites go to a website where I'm a network marketer. So I want to be honest with that, but I'm only a network marketer to products that I actually take and have seen a benefit and work for me and work for a large number of other people. All right. So I want you to understand that I'm not just in the business. I'm horrible at network marketing, by the way. I am horrible, but you can join and you'll probably be fantastic. I know people I've seen like 5 people that I know that were broke, and they're now buying brand new houses that are beautiful houses, like big, beautiful houses. I know, I'm telling you, I'm not telling you that to buy into either one of them, with both companies. Almost everybody that's in the groups that I'm in, there is at least, there's multiple people buying new houses, and all they do is these products and sell them and promote them. So if you want to join me, the teams I'm on both of them, are, I would say, the leading team in both of those companies. Now, of course, the other teams will say that I'm wrong if you happen to be watching this, but I'm telling you, it's by luck probably that I'm on the teams that I'm at. So whether it's today'shappycoffee.com or the other two, which is one company, today'scbdoil.com and today'sviseo.com is one company. They have two different websites. One's for the CBD products and one's for the like the skincare and that kind of stuff. All right. So first of all, I'm going to give you a little, and I've been trying to remember to do this. I'm not always successful in remembering this, but I'm going to give you a positive affirmation or motivational thing. And this comes up. I found this, and I'm going to actually get rid of my lower third here, my frame, and I'm going to give you this thing. And this is important to understand. And I want to make sure you should write this down, put it on a mirror. And it may seem wonky or something like that, but I'm going to tell you, and you go, of course, I know this, but you got to remind yourself of this thing all the time. And I don't know who said it. I just know it. And I've shared it, and I've talked to my son about it, and my daughter, my oldest daughter, and then my third daughter, or my second daughter that's third in line. Wow, I'm crazy. All right. There is no elevator to success. You must take the stairs. Now, that is not necessarily always true. There are some quick ways to get some things going to you. But at some point, if you are going to be successful on something, you have to remember that you got to take the stairs. And it is a pain in the ass. There's no way around it. The last time I talked about this very thing is to my son yesterday. So this isn't like, it's often, I have 5 kids, by the way, if you didn't know that. And so it is something that you have to always be reminded of. I have to remind myself about it. When I begin to get frustrated with something that I'm learning that's brand new, there is a little bit of frustration. Like, God, I have to read the instructions. I got to learn this program, and I learn a lot of programs. I can't tell you how many different programs I use on my computer, but it's a lot of editing programs, audio programs, automation programs. Kajabi has always, and they're always updating, right? And they're always having new stuff that you have to learn. And so yesterday, my son's learning to edit. He was lucky, he auditioned for Falcon Films, not Falco Films, but he's doing something with Falco Films. That's my editing company. But his school is the Falcons, strangely enough. And he auditioned for the school, audio visual people who put out the weekly report for the school. And he got it. And so he's right now learning the editing programs that they use. And yesterday he was trying to learn how to edit, and I showed him one of the other programs that I use to put music. So you have to use license-free music anytime you put music to something that's going to go out into the public. And so I'm showing him how to do that. And it wasn't 10 minutes. He was going, how do I do it? And so I had to go, okay, son, listen. You're learning this thing. I said, understand that if you get really good at this, you're going to be able to help me with editing. I know a lot of other people that are in my circle of my mastermind group that I have, and book publishers that I teach how to write books. All these people at some point need help in editing video. I hear it all the time. I don't have time to help people because I'm busy doing my own editing. And I said, son, if you can get good at this, you will at 14 and at the latest 15 years old, will have a business that you will be able to run if you learn this editing process really quickly. And yet he got frustrated at 10 minutes. And I'm not speaking poorly of him. He's a typical human being, not just a kid, typical human being that I deal with. And I'm having to teach him this thing right here. There's no elevator to success. You must take the stairs, and you got to go, okay, I understand. I got to do this thing. Please do not forget, because the frustration that you will have as you are trying to lose weight, as you are trying to learn a new program, as you're leave one job to go into the new job, right? You're always starting at the bottom level. You're always starting in the parking structure, which, or the basement parking. And that's where it starts. It doesn't even start on the first floor. You're starting below the first floor where you park. And now you got to take the stairs up to the first level, and quite possibly the elevator is broken, and you may have to take the stairs to the other levels. All right. So you have to remember about that. Oh, sorry. Hit the wrong one. What, people mispronounce Amy? Is that what you're talking about? Or they say Fields. All right. So, being called way worse. I get it now. You guys are funny. All right. So what about this energy thing? The thing that I've noticed is that without some type of, I'm 50s, in my 50s, right? I know I tell people I'm in my 30s, and probably most of you believe me when I say I'm in my 30s, but I'm because of the skincare products that I take, right? I take these skincare products, which are scientifically proven to reverse the hands of time. But that energy level as you get older sometimes becomes reduced. It's just what it is. Either it's because your body is worn out, maybe on some level, or your eating habits change, or maybe your intake of alcohol is more now because of life. Whatever it is, there's an obvious change in energy. Like my kids, as a matter of fact, I have more energy than my kids right now. But if I wasn't taking the supplements that I take and all that kind of stuff, there's a good chance that their energy would be higher, because I'll go out there. Let's go play hockey. Let's go ride a bike. Let's go hiking. Let's go. And they go, no, I don't want to. And I said, no, we're going. And I got to drag them out. But that energy comes partially from who I am as a person, but also from making sure that I'm taking good supplements and eating well and that kind of stuff. These supplements that help me with my energy, there is a V3 with Viseo. They have an energy drink that is very healthy ingredients, and I love very much. I love those products, all right, that are in Viseo. So you go to today'sviseo.com. You go there and go through and click the thing for shop. You'll see V3. V3 is fantastic, and V Slim. They have two products, V3, which is for energy, V Slim, which helps you with the appetite suppressant. Both products are great. Both taste fantastic. And I've taken them, and I have lost some fat and gained energy by those two products. Another one of those products is today'shappycoffee.com. You'll go on there, and you'll find that there is coffee, which is in this tub here. And you'll find lemonade, and you will find peach tea right here. Right. And what else? And some other stuff. Their newest thing, which I got yesterday, I believe I did the opening, the unboxing yesterday, is this thing called Elevate Max Plus. It is crazy. It is fantastic. So I'm now taking one of those pills since yesterday, and some people for the last 3 days, and some people got an advanced portion of the stuff. The testimonials are amazing. So this energy, people are talking about, hey, I was vacuuming the roof of the top of my refrigerator. I've never cleaned the top of my refrigerator. I've never vacuumed I've never vacuumed anything. The other day yesterday after I took my first dose, I was out getting spider webs in the corners of my ceiling. There are spider webs. As a dude with 5 kids, single dad, you get more spider webs for some reason because you don't have time to pay attention. So I'm up there cleaning the spider webs. I'm dusting the top of the fan. I go, who are you? What are you doing? And then I'm teaching my kids how to use the vacuum and take it apart. I got one of those, one of those fancy ones. I forget the guy's name. But one of those things. What's the name of that vacuum, Amy? The fancy one that they also have hand dryers with his name. Shoot, I can't remember the name of it. But I'm showing the kids, and they're going, "Why? What's going on with you?" And I'm even I'm outside working on some stuff, and it really is crazy what this does. And my heart wasn't pounding. If you take like some of those drinks, like a Rock Star, or what's the thing that gives you wings, right? You drink one of those horrible things that give you cancer, and then you end up dying with a heart attack. It's not that. It's not that feeling. Because there's a boost of positive energy where you're laughing and enjoying life and happy. That's why it's called happycoffee.com, because the ingredients, the happy hormones that are in these drinks are also in this, plus a new ingredient. And what's the name of that new ingredient? I'll give it to you right now. They call it the secret caffeine-free ingredient, an extra. That's what they call it. An extra is an award-winning, patent-pending, clinically studied. And the best part is it's all natural. The magic ingredient targets a cognitive process known as attention network function, which is the ability of the brain to allocate processing resources to a specific task. The spark from an extra provides improved focus, alertness, attention. This natural substance lasts for hours with amazing value. So I'm gonna give you an endorsement of this product. And again, you can choose another product. You can go to one of these other great other great companies that have other energy boosting, appetite suppressant type processes, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Features maybe. But I'm telling you, you really don't need to look any further than these products. All right. I know some people probably don't do this. they went, no, I'm not going to listen to him. I'm going to go get this other thing instead. It happens. I don't care. I'm just telling you that why. I'm trying to tell you that I like these things. And if you don't like them, you can send it back. But this Elevate Max Plus, I was on a call earlier today with a bunch of people that had just started like me. They just got the product, and every one of them that came on go, oh my God. One person said it's like Christmas. And I'm not necessarily a fan of Christmas, but people were saying, and that's me, but people were saying, it's like Christmas. I mean, it's like the energy and I'm so happy and I'm looking forward to opening the presents and that kind of stuff. This lady was just like, I love this product. Today is like Christmas. Yesterday was like Christmas. And if I take this again, tomorrow's going to be like Christmas. And if you, with the lemonade drink, it just adds a whole new level of positive energy, happiness. And I know that sounds funny that you can be given happiness through a drink. Happy hormones, the dopamine, oxytocin, the serotonin, and the last one always stumps me for some reason. I have it written down here. Oh my gosh, what is it? Endorphins. Endorphins. And those four things, it has a booster of those happy hormones that your body is given, and those are known as happy hormones. And when those things are all triggered, you have a feeling of happiness, and that is what you get with these drinks. Now you add this Super Max or Elevate Max, the way they call it, magic in a capsule. Just whatever it is, it's magic. It doesn't make you feel like you're high. It doesn't make you feel foggy because it gives you that positive energy and that focus. The attention network function really is that thing. My son is over here losing his cool. Normally as when I was not taking really good healthy products and boosting my immune system and taking good vitamin supplements and that kind of stuff and getting good sleep, I probably would have lost my cool with my son, right? I probably would have said, come on, don't do it then. Get off and I'll do it, right? There in the past, I have been known to get frustrated from time to time. And I go, forget it then. Why am I even bothering, right? That kind of attitude, as opposed to how I've been for now over a couple of years. Many of my kids have said, since I started taking the great CBD oil over at Viseo and some other stuff, my oldest daughter and my kids have said, you're so much fun to be around. You are so different. When you're going through a divorce, right? A nasty divorce, not a happy one. And it's using every bit of income you have, including your life savings and everything, right? So every bit of my account got wiped out with attorney's fees and crap, right? And so all that's happening. The divorce is nasty. Attorneys suck. I end up representing myself. And I'm only sharing this with you because I can tell you there is no lower time in your life and no time in your life that you're going to be more angry than when you're going through that. And then you have these stressors of a business. I have 3 different businesses I run, sometimes 4 or 5 kind of pop in there. And then I have 5 kids as a single dad. And so you take all that and you can lose your cool. You get frustrated, right? And so that was the period of time. And I knew I needed to do something different, right? And so I began looking and researching and really trying to find what is it that I can do to help me not be so negative. And you can see with my hand movements, I got this energy. I can't tell you, right? And I don't know what it is. And so you have this divorce. You got these freaking attorneys you want to just choke, right? And you have all this going on, and then your kid asks you, "Hey, Dad, can you help me with my homework?" No, I can't help. What? Do you know what I'm right? If anybody's been through it, I just scared the dog. The dog just got up and goes, "I'm out of here." And so. I'm telling you, I know that I'm human, so I don't mind telling you this, that there are moments where the wrong question at the wrong time. And again, it's always the truth, right? You hurt the ones you love sometimes, right? And so I knew at one point when I yelled at one of my sons when he was little and he cried just based on my voice and my tone and probably the way that I looked, and maybe a few of the veins came sticking out of my neck. Some of you may have seen those when I just pretended to be angry. When I made him cry, I felt so bad and guilty, and I go, "Oh, I got to do something. What's going on with me? I'm losing it. I'm not normally this way." And so you go, all right, I get on the internet, I start talking to people, I start reading books, learning about wellness and that kind of stuff. I was first led eventually through a friend of mine who led me to CBD, right? Not this particular product at the beginning, but another product. And I began to see, as I began to add good quality supplements to my life, in addition to eating well, in addition to reducing the fat. Let me show you a picture. I'm not proud of this picture, but I'm going to put it on here. Many people have seen it, but I'm going to put it on there. I don't like it. I hate it, but this is what was going on. And so I got this big fat belly and that is actually after I've lost a little bit of weight. I wasn't like much bigger, but there's that belly, right? That is not healthy. Having that thing pulling down on your body and just what it's doing to your heart and just your overall well-being is not good. And then as I began to eat healthier, then you got the second picture there. And I actually am thinner now than even on that last picture. I keep saying I'm going to take a new picture. But you see what I'm talking about? You have this extra weight. You don't feel good when you look in the mirror either. So you have a negative attitude towards yourself. You have trouble sleeping because you're not eating well and you're angry and you're stressed. And it's just taking a toll on you and it's taking a toll on your family. Because what ends up happening is you are projecting your unhappiness on other people, correct? So first I started taking CBD, game changer. The moment I started taking it, game changer for me. I can't make any claims. I can't do anything in regard to telling you that it's going to change your life. I can only tell you what it's done for me. And there's a good chance that it could do. It's done. I've seen testimonies where other people have been taking this great product and things have gotten better. So that's where it all started. I wrote a couple books on CBD. Some white papers, became a #1 best-selling author on the subject of CBD and how it's changed my life and how it works in the endocannabinoid system, and then started learning about the balance of your systems, right? Bringing things to homeostasis in regard to your systems, and really wanted to learn more. And how do I do more? Like once you start having some success, you go, how do I do the next thing? Like, how do I even get more sleep? I'm getting like 2 more hours than I used to get. How do I get 3 more hours? How do I get 4 more hours? Because I wanted to get up to a point where I was getting 6 to 8 hours, before I'd get 1 hour, 2 hours, and that was it, of nasty, horrible sleep. Once I started realizing that sleep was pretty important, and things started to begin better, the cloud began to clear. Right, the cloud that's over here, the dark cloud that's overhead, begins to clear and move out of the way. You're not as snappy. And people begin to say, like your children, they go, "What are you doing? What's going on with you?" And I would say, "What do you mean? You've been so happy lately." And we know you and mom are still going through this thing. But you're different. You're a lot more patient than you used to be, right? You start to hear this from people and they go, and people say, and then they go, "Wow, have you lost weight? How old are you?" Like a lot of people ask me how old I am. And that began to happen about that time. I was walking around like angry, right? I had a different face, a different attitude, a different walk, and a different energy. There's the energy of movement and that kind of stuff, but there's also an energy that your body projects, your mind projects. So in dog training, I talk about this all the time, right? Your energy affects the way that you train dogs. If you have negative energy when you're trying to train a dog, you might as well not train for that day. If your energy is very negative, it is not going to go well in most cases with certain dogs, because they look at you and go, "All right, you're going to kick my ass in a minute," right? And then they do the opposite. They're over obedient, right? And so you're not fixing a problem because they're responding because of your energy. The children, I'm sure, are the same way. They can feel it. Of course they are, because they told me that they could tell my energy was different. And so everything begins to change. So good supplements, good sleep. Find those supplements that work for you. I am telling you that Viseo, one of the top 50 healthcare companies in the world, has great supplements. They do. Core Complete is a great supplement. It's a package of pills and fantastic supplements. They have B3 and that kind of stuff. They have Eternal. They have a bunch of products that work on different aspects of your body. And then they have the skincare, which is scientifically proven to reverse the hands of time. And so those are all great. The other company, which is the todayshappycoffee.com, which it takes you to Elevate, which is the name of the actual company. The brand URL is my company. These products are fantastic too. I take them in combination. All right, I'm going to get to my point. And I think I have been getting a point, but I'm going to get into the next point. The next point is then, of course, intermittent fasting. So I've changed my energy, right? I've changed my attitude. I understand that I have to take the stairs and not the elevator if I'm going to be successful. And now I love taking the stairs. I only take the stairs when I can. If there's any possible way, if I'm at a hotel and I'm staying on the 13th floor, I might take 10 flights of stairs and then go the rest of the way. I don't know. I've never stayed on an elevator. I'm trying to think. Have I ever been in a hotel lately not lately that I know of. So normally I take the stairs, almost always. No matter where I go, I take the stairs. And my kids want to take the elevator. I go, no, what are you, 70? We're taking the stairs. And so you begin to take the stairs. That's all good stuff. But intermittent fasting on the next level has been working for me. I wish I was a more of an expert so I can explain to you why it works and how it works and maybe suggest it to you. But I'm going to tell you that I do it and it works for me. I'm not going to suggest you do something without you looking into it because it may affect your health. I'm not sure. But what I do is I try to eat no later than 8 o'clock. I do my very best. I try to eat somewhere between 6 and 7:30 at the least. But sometimes, things happen. So if I eat between 6:30 and 7:30, let's say, that is usually pretty good for me. And then I don't eat again until 2 o'clock in the afternoon the following day. And that is a long space. But for me, that has been working. And normally as a man who has a lot of energy now, so now I'm doing more stuff, I'm using more calories and that kind of stuff, you would think that in the morning or somewhere like at 10 o'clock, I'm starving. And I know women, I've been around women who I'm hangry. I gotta eat or else I'm going to kill somebody. See, that's what I can't tell you how to do that. The only thing I can tell you is that since I've been taking these other products that are appetite suppressants, I have no desire to eat. I can cook my children bacon and eggs in the morning and not make any for myself. That has really been one of the biggest changes because quite often I was failing because I like to be good to the kids every so often like that. I don't want them to have to necessarily, and I know that I should, but they don't always have to eat healthy alongside me all the time. If they want to get Panda Express or Chick-fil-A or even McDonald's on occasion, we don't eat there every day. We don't eat there, but maybe once a month or something like that. But if they say, Dad, can we go to McDonald's? I'm craving some of their French fries, something like that. I can go to McDonald's and pick them up their food and not get any for me, give it to them, and I won't even snack on the French fries. That's not how I was in the past. But because I have a great appetite suppressant in these things, I can look at food and not have to eat it. And that's me. And so I can very easily, with these products, go from 6:30 in the evening from my lab and not eat again until 2 o'clock. And sometimes I actually forget and don't eat until dinner because the appetite suppressant has begun to work on my system. And now it's just become a thing. And so for me, that's what ended up getting this last bit. I'm going to put it back up again. I'm not telling you this great picture. I'm just telling you this is an example, is that that belly that you see that I had up there that I couldn't get rid of. At that time that I took that picture, I had been going to the gym probably 6 days a week trying to get rid of that belly, right? Doing different things, rows and different kinds of machines, weights, and and sit-ups and crunches and all kinds of stuff. And it just would not go away. I don't know. I just was like stuck. And I was trying everything. And then I started taking the Happy Coffee products, and you can see what's happening there. And again, I even lost a little bit more weight and even look a little bit better. I don't know, not look a little bit better. I'm in better shape. Nothing's going to change the way I look. That's not going to get better. Although I'm going to ask you about my hair. Those of you that watch and have seen me around, I got my hair cut the other day. I keep meaning to ask you guys. My hair is getting long because it's hard to get an appointment to get a haircut. I don't want to be like some people and break the law to get my hair cut. And so it's a pain in the butt. And so, but I have a friend who's in the hair business. And so finally I text her. I say, hey, do you have a way of cutting my hair? And she said, oh yeah, we could do it now. You just come in here and just wear a mask. Okay. So I went and got my hair cut the other day. When I came back home, my son goes, you know what? I like your hair the way it was before. I don't like it when you cut your hair. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping that you're going to grow it long. And I said, I don't want to be one of those old guys with long hair. It looks kind of weird. So in the comments, if you have an opinion on that, let me know. I like the shorter hair look personally, but that's me. All right. So let me see. Colleen, hard to be happy. Sometimes it is hard to be happy. There is no doubt. What's the stop it? What'd I do? I don't know. Somebody on Twitter is telling me to stop it. Colleen, right? Okay. Yeah, thank you. That's fantastic. Thank you. Yes. Hell yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And the applause and is that a peace sign? Nice. I like the peace sign. Is it Viseo? peace or peace. V, sometimes it means Vaseo, sometimes it means peace. Wonderful. Thank you. Easy. Well, yes. So I have this friend, right, that I was, entrusting with my life. And the other day, I was having a crazy craving for Kentucky Fried Chicken. It happens once every 2 years, maybe. And I'm sure many of you have some weird craving that will hit you. And you know it's bad for you. You know it's horrible. And so I had this craving, and I trusted this friend. And I texted her, and I said, I had this craving for Kentucky Fried Chicken. Should I go get it? And she said, yes. So I went and got it. I was sicker than a dog after I ate it. And it's the friend's fault that if she just would have said no, I wouldn't have got the KFC. So it's her fault that I ate it, got sick, and set me back on my thing. And so, so I did have KFC the other day. Thank you, Nas, for reminding me about that. Oy vey. And so back to my thing. So the intermittent fasting, I can tell you that this Elevate Max Plus right now, it is, what time is it? It's 5:30. It's past 5:30. Why am I looking over there? It's on my computer. 5:32. And the only thing I've had today is a peach. And I'm not hungry. So people were saying in the testimonial that you have to actually set a reminder, either using your Echo or your phone, and say, remind me to eat at 2:00. I did not do that today because I didn't think that was going to happen to me. And here I am after taking one. It tells you to take two. And people say all the time, not all the time. Again, I keep saying, like, this has been around. This has only been around for a couple of days. And so people that have been on it because they are higher up in the company or whatever said, take one to start. And then if you think you need to take one more, then take the second one and take two at a time. But also you may have to set yourself a reminder to eat, because you will not have any desire to eat. There's no motivation to eat. There's nothing that's telling you, hey, you need to eat now. And so the word on the streets is that you need to set a reminder to tell yourself to eat. And again, I know that you're supposed to eat. And so what I do, and I've had one of these shakes. This is from Vaseo. This is called a V shake. It has protein ingredients in it. This chocolate is chocolate is vegan, and the vanilla is whey, and it's plant-based, healthy product, 25 grams of protein, I think, both in the chocolate and the vanilla. And it's 8 vegan protein sources, full BCAA profile, non-GMO, no soy, no synthetic ingredients, no artificial sweeteners or flavors, multiple advanced delivery technologies. And so I did have one of these, right? So I had one of these. So I may have been lying that I only had a peach, but I had this instead. It's a V shake. And so that's what I had for my meal earlier today. And did not have to make eggs or bacon or have a hamburger or a sandwich with bread or anything, any of the thing that you like, right? Anything that you love. I love sandwiches. I love going to Jimmy John's. I love getting an Italian sandwich. I love having spaghetti and sausage, right? I always have to have the sausage or some really good meatballs over there. I'm kind of a fan with pizza. It kind of comes and goes. Sometimes I love pizza. Sometimes I really don't care for pizza. But all those goodness things, all those things you want, I have no desire for them. And it's not bad. I mean, it's just, this is good, healthy ingredients in these products. And so I'm telling you that you need to find something that is going to give you some energy, that's going to cause you to go out and ride a bike and move around and go hiking and clean, that makes you move and use your arms and get spiders off of the ceiling and that kind of stuff, right? Or I have a rubber gizmo thing that allows me to do curls and shoulder presses, that kind of stuff. So if I'm watching a podcast like Dan Bongino on YouTube or something like that, or maybe something that has to do with a message from my church or something like that, what I do is when I'm watching it, I'm using the rubber band thingies. Ribeye, yes, ribeye is one of my favorite. But I use that as I'm watching the YouTube, whatever, Prager University, whatever it is I'm watching. I'm doing those exercises as I'm standing there. Instead of sitting on the couch watching them, I'm actively doing something that comes from the energy that I'm getting from these ingredients. So do you see what I'm saying? When you combine energy with a good appetite suppressant for intermittent fasting, for me, I have lost a lot of fat and some inches. And that is what I had to tell you today. Find a product that will allow you to do that. Now, again, I understand women have certain needs, certain men have different needs and that kind of stuff. For me and some of the women that I've seen on the testimonials, they are doing very similar stuff to I am. And they often say that they are normally hangry, but with these products, they haven't been hangry. They've been able to get through those moments of times during the day that they would normally need to eat something, and they're getting through them without that hangry feeling. And again, those are testimonials. That's all I can tell you. If you want to be put into the group to see where the Happy Coffee products, that their testimonials are in there, let me know. Send me a private message, and I will in Messenger, and I will get you into that group so you can see what's going on, and then order some of the products. Try them. If you don't like them in both companies, you can send back the empty containers and get your money back. And so it's worth a try. I would love for you to try the products that I'm offering, but again, just find something that will increase your energy and reduce your appetite so you get through some intermittent fasting. Maybe just increase it by an hour or 2 hours between your dinner and your breakfast, and begin that process, and things will begin to change. Oh yes, women have needs, faux show. I had the best dream about somebody in my circle the other night. And the only reason I bring it up is because when you say women have any, is that when this thing that you have there, women and men being so different in some aspect, and the dream I had was one of those dreams that's so clear, right? It was so vivid that when I woke up, I for a moment thought that was my life. And so when I woke up, I kind of went to say something to the person that I was having a dream about that is not in my life, right? I mean, they're in my life in some aspect over a phone or over, right? And so I can't say too much because I don't want to give away who it was. But the dream was fantastic. Not in the way that you're maybe thinking. We were, I don't even know if we were in this house. We were in a house, and we lived together, and the kids were playing and laughing, and we were laughing, cooking meals. And I've been talking about this for some time. I said, hopefully my next experience is what I want. The goal that I want is I want my children are young, 6, 9, 12, 14, and then 26, right? So I want my children to see what a healthy relationship looks like. And I've been thinking about that a lot. So that's probably why this dream came about, I'm guessing, is that my thought is that my focus is finding the right person that, I got 5 kids. They're going to have to deal with 5 kids, and they may have kids. I don't know. And so in my head, I keep telling myself that person has to be somebody that allows me to show my children what a fantastic relationship between a man and a woman looks like. So they have an example, because so far my children have not had that example. It has really not been great. Now, it's not like we are throwing pots and pans at each other and that kind of stuff. It's just that there was no love, right? There was no connection between me and their mother. And so, at least not while they were alive. Before they came into this world, we had fantastic relationships, but it was after that. And so it's what I'm hoping is that now, with me being more understanding of who I am and what it is I need as far as being healthy, my exercise is important. Keeping the weight off is important. Getting some things out of my life that used to be in my life, and some things into my life which need to be in my life, and all that kind of stuff, right? Bringing that all together, I'm probably a completely different person than I was. I'm going to go out on a limb and maybe say 6 months ago. For sure, 2 years ago. I was a completely different person 2 years ago. That's when I began to involve myself in wellness and studying and researching and changing from one thing to the next and trying different stuff. But for sure, in the last 6 to 10 months or so, I still have the things I like. I still like to do certain, the things that I like to do and that kind of stuff. But my tolerance for things, believe it or not, those of you that are on my personal page, my tolerance for things is much better. I promise you. That may not seem that way. I love America, by the way. I love America. And so I am a little upset with what's happening in America. So it may appear on the surface that I'm not as tolerant. But I can tell you that because of all this stuff, and this hopefully is all coming together and not off track, but the energy level, the exercise, the eating better, the getting the fat off of my body that is causing you stress and just not healthy anything, sleeping better, really thinking when you start to feel that anxiety or that feeling of anger, is that you can now stop it. It is much easier for me to stop that feeling of anger than it ever has been in my entire life. As a cop, it's different. As a cop, I was very deliberate in what I did. I knew that I was a cop and I knew how to make good, sound decisions. And so, which is funny, and I've mentioned this before, strangely enough, under the highest stress levels of shootings and actively fighting with somebody about that, my mind was amazingly clear. And I would make some really good decisions. And I'm not telling you that because I'm trying to tell you I'm some great person. I'm just telling you, for whatever reason, for me, I was a lot, even in the pistol range. I was horrible at standing there, and they go, okay, stand there at the 15-foot line, and at the whistle or the buzzer, you're going to shoot 5 rounds at the target, and they shoot. I would be kind of all over the place, right? When we'd have the training scenarios in the range where they said, all right, we're not going to tell you what to do. When you enter the range, you don't know what's going to happen. We're going to throw crap at you. Then there's going to be some explosions, and you have to run to this area, and then you crawl to this other area, and then engage with your target, whatever you think your target's that needs to be taken out. And for whatever reason, when I did that, I'd hit him in the 10 ring every time. I don't know why. I can never explain it. The range master will go, why are you better under the stressful situations than you are when you just stand there? And when you stand there, you're a horrible shot. But when we throw crap at you, you can hit the target. I don't know why I went on that whole tangent. But again, I've begun to understand myself even more now than before. But I know I need good health. I need good supplemental products. I believe now, with what I take now, the sleep I get, my cognitive abilities are way better, strangely enough, at an older age than when I was at a younger age, because I was a goofball. And so again, hope all this is coming together. When you have good, healthy lifestyle, and still even have stress in your life, things that are stressful in your life, as long as your healthy lifestyle is in place and has been there for a while, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. And getting back to that point where I was saying, when I feel the anger, it's a really cool thing, because I can feel the anger coming. Like, I'm going to get pissed right now. And I go, but think, what is it that's going to really help the situation? And this happened just the other night. I can tell you for sure, I know this for a fact, this is who I am. Because the other night there was a moment where I was really pissed at a conversation I was having with somebody. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but it was really challenging. And I may have said something in the beginning that was probably not good for the conversation, not good for the relationship, not good for the conversation. And then I caught myself and I reversed it. I was able to save it in time, and said, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. But let's go back. Let's see if we can just come back from that place and start all over again. And then we had a better conversation. I would never have been able to do that in my 20s, 30s, or 40s. Never in a million years. I would have stayed pissed and would have made you feel as small as I would have attempted to make you feel small. I'm really good at that. By the way. And so this rant that I'm going on for the last 15 minutes, I hope it's been helpful and encourage you that there is hope. If you're ever feeling that way, where you just feel like there's a little bit of a fog, you got some stress and anger that's causing you to snap and that kind of stuff, I hope this part of my free flowing on the end here has also helped those of you that, I feel that way sometimes, that I can't stop myself from getting angry and I want to make people hurt bad. I know that feeling. I'm telling you, I've admitted to, as much as possible, that I've not always been a great person. There's times where I, like to make people feel small. And that's who I am. Because you piss me off. Don't piss me off, right? But now it's completely different. Now it's like, oh, you know what? I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to be that guy. It has been great for raising kids. The second half of my life, and strangely enough, people tell me, at your age, why do you have kids that are so small? I don't know. God thought I'd be a better parent this time around, apparently, because I am. I'm a way better parent. And I tell my oldest daughter all the time, I go, I'm sorry that I wasn't a good parent for you. And I know that you possibly see me doing things now that is completely different than what I did for you. And I acknowledge that. I want you to know that I know that. But I am a better parent. I'm a much, much, much better parent now with these little kids than I was before in my life. And I'm thankful that God gave me a second chance to raise, I'm going to get emotional, better, better kids. And I just am. It's the tolerance, the patience, the thinking through a conversation before it comes out of my mouth. Quickly. I don't sit there and stare at them, for 30 minutes. I constantly think about what it is I'm going to say. And quite often, sometimes I use examples of how I used to be. And I go, okay, listen, I know how you feel, son. I have been there. And I think that kind of helps him relate to me, that I know better now. And I go, I don't want you to go through the pain that I went through, because I was that person. And when I was that person, my life didn't go that well. And so learn from me. You should not have to go through that pain. Now, you're going to disregard some things I say, and you're going to just like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And then you're going to find out, and you're going to say, Dad, I should have listened to you. I try not to do that. But it may happen, but try not to do that. All right. I know I went on a long rant there. Yael, nice to see you. What? You angry? No, I'm not angry at all. I'm not now, but I have been really angry. And finally mature in their, I know. And you wouldn't even know that I'm a 50 probably. You're a free thinker. That is a good thing. Thank you. I actually come off as a fairly talk now. And back then I probably came off it too. I taught a lot of cops. Cops used to piss me off. Cops piss me off more than suspects. Suspects that I was fighting with, hand-to-hand combat, or even getting in a shooting with them or whatever. It was never personal. It was about the job and making sure that I did my job well, right? And taking them into custody and arresting them. But on the way to jail, we would have some great conversations. We would be all sweaty and dirty from fighting and that kind of stuff. And they would be bleeding or have a broken arm. I broke a couple people's arms in the middle of a fight. And we'd be driving to the hospital. And by the time we got done and got into the jail, we were actually pretty good friends. Strangely enough. But some cops, I could not tolerate them. Like, freaking cops they piss me off. They're dumb as rocks, some of them. And they're crazy. But it would be so funny. A lot of suspects, I could tell you for 100%, this is the God's honest truth. Even ride-alongs would come and goes, how come how come that guy likes you so much? I go, I don't know, because I treat him like a human being. It's like, dude, I know you're a drug user, you're an alcoholic, you're an abuse, whatever it is, right? And say, listen, you got to change your life, dude. I mean, this you're going to go into jail, and you're probably going to do some time in prison. But what is it you're going to get in the end? What are you going to do to turn this around? What are you going to use this as a tool to change your life? Right, you can use this as a tool to be angry, and then be angry at me and the man and the government, and that you got caught and it's somebody else's fault. Right, you can go to jail with that aspect and that outlook on life, and then if you go in there that way, that you're going to come out angrier. You're going to come out and commit another crime. You're going to come out and be a worse criminal than how you went in. I said, and these are conversations we have in the car driving. The longer the drive, like when I worked out in the canyon of Anaheim, and there was a longer drive to downtown Anaheim where I would be taking them to jail, or Orange County Sheriff's Department. The longer the drive, the more chance I had to talk to them and say, listen, this doesn't have to be this way. You can use this. This is actually maybe a good thing for you. And if you look at it like this, and not always, right? And sometimes they go F you, and they would spit. They try to spit through there's like these dots. They try to spit through there. And I go F you, and they try to spit through there. And then there's no talking to those people. Like they have no desire to listen to you. But I would tell you, I would say more often than not, I got along with many of the people that I arrested. And by the time they go, you know what, you're pretty cool for a cop. And I'm thankful that I was arrested by you. I swear to you, I would have more than a few times. I had suspects thank me for being the one that arrested them and not the other guy. And thanks for having that talk with me and that kind of stuff. So it was pretty funny. But I just like people. But some cops would just piss me off. I trained thousands of cops over the years, trained them, and they are way a big pain in the ass. All right. I went way too long. I hope you guys don't mind. A lot of you kind of stuck around a little bit. This is one of my problems, is that I read some of these comments and then I get on to a whole nother subject. You don't have to answer. However, if you want to, how old are you? 57. I'm 57 years old. I don't mind. I like to keep people guessing though, because people always like, and they never know. You actually come off. Thank you. I don't know if Maureen, if you're still on, but yeah. So I answered you. Oh, you just put up a post. Yeah. Oh, I already went that. Then that one. I just missed a couple people. My husband has arrested have actually ran into him years later and thanked him. Nice. Yeah. There's some of us out there. There's some of us cops out there. I would say at Anaheim and many other officers, there are probably more of us than not. But there are those that used to piss me off. All right, my friends, I'm going to end. I'm going to put you out. I'm going to give you some mercy, and I was going to say put you out of your misery. I'm going to give you mercy, and I'm going to end this. And I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Look for something. Simply, this is the whole thing. Look for something that gives you energy, heightened energy. Not a Red Bull. Oh, there's the name of that product. It just comes out of my mouth. Not a Red Bull, not a Rockstar, not this other BS. Coffee is one thing. I don't think coffee necessarily. I've read studies that it's both good for you, and I've read studies that it's bad for you. If some people say, I can't do caffeine, it's going to kill me. Whatever it is, find the thing that is going to give you that energy to make you more active. Don't sit, if you can help it, to watch the television. If you're going to watch something, educational, I'm not telling you, or maybe even I'm not watching any professional sports. That's a choice I'm making. I used to love hockey, but I'm not watching anymore. But what I'm watching now are documentaries, are Prager University, are podcasts that are, video podcasts like Dan Bongino and some other people. Some other, if I name folks, then it may take me another area. But while I do that, I don't sit down on the couch. I'm doing something active, right? Again, here, stay here. Don't go anywhere. I'll show you what it is that I don't know if I've ever ran off camera like that before, but there's this gizmo here. This actually has a lot of tools, right? You just sit there and I'm just watching television and I just do it. My kids look at me and go, "You're so weird, Dad." I go, "I know." And then you can take and put your feet on it. It's got these handles, right? And then you can do curls. And you spread your feet out if you want it to be heavier. And it is a fantastic tool for watching television, I promise you. And I'll bring my feet together so that I can lift it over my head. So this works as the shoulders, right? And I just stand there and do this stuff. I just keep alternating between it. And by the time the hour-long show or 45-minute show is over, my arms are like noodles. And then sometimes I stretch, right? Sometimes I will stretch. Sometimes I do crunches while I'm watching it and that kind of stuff. And so that is where this energy, this important thing about positive energy that I'm talking about comes from, is that you will use that positive energy in a positive way, and try not to fall into the trap of being sedentary or stationary for long periods of time. Find a way to be moving. The other thing I have is my desk moves up so I can stand up, right? It's an electric desk that I push the button, it goes up to that level, and I stand instead of sit while I'm working on the computer. These are all things that have changed over the last year that I've been able to do all these things. So just an example of what it is you can do with positive energy, intermittent fasting, and appetite suppressants like the great products that are going down the bottom. The Happy Coffee is all the drinks, lemonade, peach tea, coffee, and those types of products. And that's what I have in here. And then you have the Elevate Max Plus, which is spectacular. And I laugh every time I say it because you will not. I would say I think there might be one person that didn't quite get the result that 100 people, right? I got 100 people who are saying, "Oh my God, this stuff is like I feel like a superhero." People were saying it's like Christmas. People were saying I was vacuuming the top of the refrigerator. People were saying, like me, I was out there getting spider webs off of the edges yesterday. I was doing some wacky crap. But it is great. And taking it with this drink is just something else. I know I told you I was going to get off here about 20 minutes ago. When you leave this rock, what do you want people to think of you? Oh, that's a good question. And I have no idea. You're from Twitter. It's a comment from Twitter. When you leave this rock, what do you want? I want to leave a positive legacy of, I think, of being a father. If this is a serious question, I want my children to carry on with a positive thought of their dad, that they can tell their children or their grandchildren, hey, you know what? My dad's name was Andy, and not everything, but most of who I am today, the positive things who I am today, came from my dad. either through advice or watching me as an example. And again, that's why, and you asked the question, and again, I don't know if this is a serious question, but that's why this is so important. The most important thing for me right now is not like one of my friends, Nabi, oh, Andy's looking for women. I am looking, right? I am actively trying to keep an eye out for that person that may be the person that I can show my children what a positive relationship. That's the only thing they haven't not seen in their lifetime. Right? They may have seen it with other people and maybe friends and family, and I'm not even sure that's the case. They may have, but with their parent, right? They've not ever seen, none of my children have ever seen me in a positive relationship with somebody for a long period of time. Like I had met some woman, young lady, a couple of years ago who was really, really nice, but it wasn't a long-term relationship where they got to see us as a couple, right? We never kissed in front of them. We never held hands or did anything like that because it was just a friendship kind of a thing that we were trying to decide whether or not that we should continue on and date. It for whatever reason, it didn't turn out. Right. So just answering this question still is that's what I want. That's the only thing that is missing right now. That's the only thing I want to fulfill or fill in for them is that at least I'm giving them a strong work ethic. They all have chores, right? Every one of them. My 6-year-old has chores. My 9-year-old has his chores. And, the 12-year-old daughter has chores. 14-year-old has chores. And they change. They're not always the same, but they change as they get older. They have more chores and more things that are more complicated to do as they get older. They have bedtime and they can't talk back and they have to look people in the eye and they have to shake a hand like a man, not like a wet noodle. Oh my God. I hate when boys shake their hand, and I'll look at them and go, what? What was that? Shake my hand. Damn it. I know shaking hands is illegal now. But things like that. Like, and I could go on with all the different stuff. And I just want them to be tough and strong and courteous. My son, my 14-year-old son, if we go to the store, he, not only do I say, thank you very much, have a nice day. My son says, have a nice day to the person that we're, at the checkout stand. He goes out of his way. He sees men wearing a Vietnam vet or, Korea vet or World War II vet. And he will walk up to them, shake their hand and say, thank you for your service. I never told him to do that. He just does it. But it's because he's seen me do it from time to time and seen people do it to me. If they find out that I'm a cop, people will say, well, thank you for your service. I appreciate it. And he sees that happen and in the interaction and has just picked it up. And that's what I want. So to answer your question, Cliff, yep, is that's what I want. That's what was the question again? I want people to think of you. Yeah, that's it. That's all. I just really care about what my kids think about me. He's your age and old school like you. Oh, really good. Oh, good. Old school, young school like you. All right, my friends. I'm really signing off this time. I promise. Oops, I clicked on it again. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the question there from Twitter, and those of you that who also ever was on Twitter. Colleen Receipts 3. Nice to see you, and thanks for being on here. Colleen Receipts. Do we know each other? I can't see that picture. The picture is too small. Let me see if I can see. It's I can't see. It's just that it's so on my screen. It's small. Yeah, I can see it. All right, my friends, that's it. Who else was on here? Amy was on here. Thank you, Amy, Jana, and whoever else is watching. I see there's more than the people that are commenting on here. And I appreciate you guys very much. Oh, Yael's on there. And that is it. All right, my friends, thank you. Find energy, intermittent fasting. Give it a shot. Don't be lazy. Get to work. Have fun. Thank you. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye. God bless.